Our next story takes us to the Philippines. So, what would you do if a movie studio gave you $25,000? Well, 20th Century Fox gave filmmaker Casey Neistat just that to make a promo for one of its films. But instead, he took the money and spent it all on aid for victims of Typhoon Haiyan, which killed thousands when it struck on November 8th. Now, he documented his journey to the storm-ravaged area of Tacloban, purchasing food and supplies as well as distributing them. And his video captures the difficulties of reaching the area, the destruction, and the beautiful people of Tacloban more poignantly than any footage we've seen thus far. Casey's video also sends a message of humanity and selflessness that has resonated across the internet. Casey joins us now via the phone. Casey, thanks for joining us. I want to start by asking you, what went into your decision to do this when they first approached you?
Well, they contacted me just a few days after the storm had hit the Philippines, so it was really front of the mind. And you know, the amount of money they offered is really a small amount of money for to make a promotional video. So I initially was going to say no, and then just had a moment of, you know, what could I do with $25,000? And the only thing that sort of came to mind was you know, helping the victims of the typhoon.
And you know, we're looking at some of the footage now from the film. I want to ask you about this in the context of it being kind of a healthy dose of having some perspective, to kind of get a sense of how a small portion of a marketing budget, a very small portion, can buy an aid and what it can actually do in terms of, you know, changing people's lives even. I mean, is this kind of reality check upsetting to you in any way?
I mean, no. I think it is the reality of the world we live in. But you know, I think part of the reason why 20th Century Fox said yes to my, you know, somewhat, you know, crazy proposal to take the money over there, something that had nothing to do with the film they were trying to promote, is because it's such a small amount of money when it comes to promoting a movie like that. $25,000 is, you know, what you'd spend on a single-page advertisement in a magazine. And instead of a single-page advertisement, we were able to feed, you know, 10 to 15,000 people and provide myriad other aid for the victims of the typhoon. So I think the relative perspective is pretty astonishing. But again, I think it's sort of the reality of this world we live in.
Certainly true. And, you know, at the end of the day, this is still viral marketing for the movie you mentioned in the video, The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, and very effective, in fact. Has 20th Century Fox said anything to you about this in particular?
You know, a little bit. I think that they were both sort of bold and very understanding when I said to them after I first finished this movie or got back from the relief mission that I think it'd be entirely inappropriate to promote this movie, the movie that I made, in any way that's directly connected with the film. And they were understanding of that. So our release of this little movie of me launching this relief mission was just done entirely organically. It was just something that I put online. There was no media buy or promotion for it. And, you know, the truth is, me personally, I hope the success of my little movie online, you know, brings more attention to the victims of the typhoon. I hope ultimately that may bring, you know, better attention and perhaps greater donations and consideration of the people over there. So I hope that comes first. And, you know, if down the line it benefits their movie, then great. But certainly my priority with this was not to benefit Walter Mitty, but to benefit, you know, to benefit the victims of this storm. So I think there was some reciprocation there, some symbiosis in the success of this little movie and the success of this relief mission.
Yes, and you know, the video really does speak for itself. I think you might have accomplished both, in fact. Casey, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
Of course. Take care.